Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for joining me once again. In case this is your first time, this channel is all about mortgages and real estate and home buying, saving money at home, and all kinds of great things like that. So, you might find quite a few videos that already interest you, and if not, I'm sure there'll be more that will be coming. And I'm also taking requests in the comments. If there's any topic that you wanted me to cover, anything related to the topics I just talked about, then just let me know. Now it's recording this on Saturday in April of 2020, and just let my wife and my daughter cut my hair. I'm sure if you remember this date, and if you're watching it in the next couple of days, you know why, because everyone's getting at home haircuts right now. So I guess it could be worse. I was a little worried because I knew I'd be recording this video today, and probably one every day, so whatever happens here. So anyway, this video is about should you be paying off your mortgage early. And today, or at this time, it's maybe something that you really need to think about in a different way versus maybe a couple of years ago, because interest rates are so low. All right, so I'll start with that. Now, I'm a big proponent of getting out of debt and paying off the mortgage quickly. In fact, I'm also a big fan of Dave Ramsey. I think I mentioned him in another video, and he says, pay off your mortgage and get out of debt, which I basically agree with. agree with. But right now, with mortgage rates being so low, if you're able to, if you, for example, recently refinanced or just purchased your home and you've got an interest rate at or below 3%, then you really need to speak to a financial advisor as well about what else can you do with that money rather than just continue to pay down the mortgage. Having no mortgage is a great thing. I paid off my mortgage, and I refinanced years ago to a 15-year, and I paid it off in about 12 and a half to 13, because I just sent, even with the 15-year mortgage, I sent extra money. But right now there's the so like I said, it feels great to not have to make a mortgage payment and only pay taxes, my quarterly taxes on the home, and that's it. But you might be able to use that money for something else right now, because if you have a mortgage at 3% or below, that means you got money cheap, and so it comes down to what else could you be doing with that money. So instead of sending the extra few $100s a month or whatever it is into the lender or the financial institution that's holding your note, you could potentially be doing something else that's earning you more than what you'd be paying off, right, on the interest rate on your mortgage. So, for example, maybe you want to put more money away in your 401k or Roth IRA or whatever it is that you have now, especially since the market recently dropped, and you want to take advantage of the next upswing and get some money in there, because you're going to earn probably more than 3%. Maybe you haven't set money aside for a college fund for the kids, and you can't, it's harder to borrow, as you might hear about student loans and all that debt. It's expensive later, so you can do that. Or you might want to invest in other real estate. So I guess the point is that yes, in general, it's a good thing to pay your mortgage off sooner. And like I said, I'm grateful that I did, but right now you might consider doing something else with that money for the time being, just because of the scenario we are in. And even if you haven't refinanced yet and you're going to, you can think about that. Okay, so you can think about, even if you wanted to do it after speaking to a financial advisor, maybe you do a cash out refinance, take an extra $50,000 out. I know someone's going to hate me for saying that, and getting into more debt. But if you had a solid investment plan with that additional $50,000, then you can consider doing that. You could also do a cash out refi and pay down some high interest credit cards. Forget about doing a refinance. We just talked about whether you should send extra money to your to pay down to the lender to pay down the mortgage. You can definitely use that money to pay off the other debt, the other high interest debt instead. At least get that clear. So I just kind of rambled through a lot of different options here. I realize that, but I wanted it to be a thought starter for you, and it's definitely something you need to consider. And speak to someone, your accountant or a financial advisor, about all the different things that I spoke about here, and what your options are, what your personal situation is financially, what other debt you have, before just paying down loans that are set at around 3%. So hopefully this was helpful for you, and I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll speak to you next time.